Hi everyone, and welcome back to the next diecast. For today's video, I'll be showing you and reviewing this 1/18th scale Smart City Coupe made by Maisto. This is quite the interesting model from Maisto. I found it on eBay. I paid about $38 for it, including shipping and everything. And it is mint green in color. It's kind of hard to tell with this camera. It almost looks like it's white, but the color of the seats looks like the color of the outside. It just kind of looks weird, like I guess with this lighting and everything. But this is a mint green version. And the really cool thing about these Maisto Smart City Coupes, or as they're called after 2002, the Smart Fortwo, is that these models come with an extra set of body panels. Now, those of you who saw my unboxing, you saw how kind of the model was packed. So the car was kind of like this on one side of the box, like complete with the panels and everything. And then the set of black panels was on the other side like that. And there was kind of like a plastic like shadow of the shape of the car and everything, like the seats and everything. And these were just kind of like floating around, and it showed you like that these parts could go on here, and they do. And I think it's really cool that Maisto included like a whole extra kind of body color to kind of completely change the car out in. And I'll do a demonstration of how these body panels can be changed. Okay, so right now I'm going to be showing you how to change all the body panels on the Maisto Smart Fortwo, or the Smart City Coupe. So you can see I have the mint green panels all installed on this model, and then here's the extra set of panels that came with my model. In this case, they were all black panels. And this does take two hands to do, so I'm just going to put the camera right here. All right, so usually I start with the easiest thing, which is the door panels. To take out the door panels, you open the doors like so, and then you just push the panel forward like this, and then it just comes right off. We'll do the same thing on this side here. Just push it forward, and then it pops off. And clicking sounds are good, because that means that they're actually working, that they're coming off. And the next thing I do is I go to the back bumper here. Now, the back bumper and the rear hatch both come off. So you want to open up the lift gate, and I guess the lift gate and the tailgate, I guess is what they should be called. And remove this. You just take your hand like this, and then you start pulling like that. It might get caught on the tires, and that's okay. You just kind of have to gently pull it away like so. And this lift gate does come off. Now I removed both the rear bumper and the lift gate all in one piece like this. But you can always just hold the lift gate in place, or the tailgate, I should say. It's so confusing what they're actually called. You can hold this rear door in place and then pull off the bumper, and just remove them separately. But I find that it's kind of easier and time-saving to kind of take them off as one single piece. So we'll put those aside. Now, the most difficult part about changing the panels out on this model is the front portion here. So what I do is I kind of loosen it by putting my finger here and popping it out, and popping the piece out like that. And again, it's going to make these awful, cracking and breaking noises, but it's not actually going to break. So now it's nice and loose. So then I just pull that out. You kind of have to pull it forward and away like this. And again, it might get caught on the tires, and that's fine. It's meant so the pieces actually stay on the car, and they don't, become loose or anything like that. So now you can see I have both sets of panels off the car. So we're going to go ahead and put the black panels on the model. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to kind of go in the same order that I went for taking off the green panels. So first we'll start with the door panels. And you just want to hold it up against the door like this, and then push it this way. So you push it to the right, and now that door panel is locked in place. We'll go ahead and do that on the other side here, and it's the same deal. You line it up, you line up these tabs that you see here with the notches that are on the door, or with those indents that are on the door. You align it up, and then you're gonna want to. It's kind of hard to line it up sometimes. Line it up, and then just pull it back. Now the door panels are on. They are locked in place. Now for the rear portion, what you want to do is take the tailgate and line it up with the taillights like this, so it's centered. Now, as you're holding this in place, you want to close up the windshield or the rear window piece like that. And then you just line, and then you kind of follow the wheel wells when you put this bumper in place. So you line it up like so, and then just push it in. It may have some resistance, as you can see here, and you can always just, turn the car like upside down and stuff, or turn it off to its side. Whatever is easier for you to put it on. And it's now clicked in place. Now, last but not least, we will put on the front part of the car. Now, it is a bit tricky it's actually more tricky to put the front panel on than it is to take it off of the car. So we will go ahead and do that next. So I'm trying to lean this camera up here again. So you're going to want to kind of line it up like this, and then kind of pull the sides just a slight bit. You don't want to pull it too hard or too much, because then the piece might snap or warp or something. But I pull it very slightly. I kind of hold my hand like this, as you can see here. Then you want to line it up. I sometimes even turn the car like this to do it. All right, you can see we have it kind of partially in place. This will involve a lot of, pushing and, kind of snapping noises and all that. 9 times out of 10, those noises are fine, because it just means that, the piece is kind of being worked back into place. Give me some trouble today. All right, now it's partially in place. You can see here, there's a pretty sizable gap, and you'll be able to tell if the front panel is properly in place by whether or not the front wheels spin. In this case, obviously, of course, there's that big gap there, so it's not fully in place. But if you're almost there, but you're not quite there, you can always test it by rolling the car on the wheels. And that way you'll see if it's actually in place or not. All right, there's the model with all of its black panels in place. So yeah, it's really hard to kind of show how the front panel fits into place, because I had to use 2 hands. I had to hold the car like up in the air to do it. So it is pretty difficult, but there's a very low chance of, this piece actually, breaking and everything. If you do the trick I do, where you kind of hold the slides out, or hold the sides out just a slight bit, like slightly bending them just a little bit, to the point where the piece kind of fits properly in place, then you won't risk breaking it. But overall, this is a really cool feature that this model has. But yeah, I hope this little, demonstration was helpful. This model came in a variety of other colors too. It came in a yellow and red set, black and blue set. I think there was a police version too, but that's very hard to find. And Maisto made both the Smart City Coupe and the Smart Fortwo. They're the exact same car, but on the Smart Fortwo, which is what this car was renamed in 2002, the headlights are different. So from 1998 until 2002, the Smart car basically came with these headlights and was called the Smart City Coupe. And then in 2002, Smart updated the model to have kind of like Mercedes C-Class looking headlights, where it was kind of like 2 circles like put together on both sides, and they renamed it the Smart Fortwo, which it's still called. So overall, I think it's really cool that they include this extra set of panels. It really invites creativity. I think it's a really cool thing that Maisto did with this. It is no longer being made, unfortunately. It does not frequently pop up for sale. I looked for several years, and finally I found the one you see here for a decent price. But overall, the details are actually quite surprising and cool. So we'll go ahead and get into the details of the model. Let's take all these panels out of here. All right, we'll start up here with the front of the model. I think Maisto did a great job with the headlights. There are no pegs to be seen. And the Smart badge in the center is actually very well done. It's embossed on there with paint. So he has a www.smart.com license plate on there. And the interesting thing is that later versions of this model, they say Smart Fortwo, or they just say Smart on the license plate. So this might be like a rare kind of variation of this license plate. I'm not really too sure. And this grille you see in the center here is actually actually a hollowed out separate piece, and it looks very well done. Now keep in mind that all the body panels I mentioned are made of plastic, but the structure of this model you see here, that's actually made of die-cast metal. And the insides of the doors have die-cast on them. So it has like a slight bit of weight to it, but aside from that, all the panels that you see here, they're made of like a plastic material. So here's how the inside of these panels look. There's like one single piece where the headlights are attached, and then you got the section where that grille is on there. And then, of course, all the notches that the piece attaches to on the actual car, they're inside of the pieces too. And if we take a look at the side, the paint quality overall, what's interesting, you have the plastic paint portions and the metal paint portions. The paint on the metal portions is well applied, I would say. There's no, orange peel or any rough areas or anything like that. And the paint on the plastic panels is actually very well done. Although on the black panels, there is some kind of like rough, like rubbing a little bit. Well, there's just fingerprints on here. I'm trying to think of where I saw it. Yeah, on here, there's kind of like some rubbing on there. I noticed that for a lot of the darker colored panels that come with these models, is that they have, slight flaws like that. But you can't really see them unless they're in like a direct light. If we take a look at the side, I think Maisto did a great job with the wheels and tires. They're actually branded Continental tires. And despite being a little tiny car, you do actually get full suspension, as you can see here, and full steering too. The steering is a bit hard, but the wheels are so tiny that you can kind of expect that, I guess. And then once we take a look at the back here, you can see there's actually a separate wiper on this rear lift gate back here. And actually a separate taillight piece too. A lot of times Maisto just paints those on, but on here they're actually separate pieces. And you see for the taillights, they're actually very well done. There's actually no pegs to be seen. I kind of like how they have like a black surround to them. They actually blend into the black paint. Oh yeah, just gotta push this in a little bit. There we go. In terms of opening features, nothing opens in the front, but I don't think on the real Smart car it has any opening trunk or anything like that in the front. That's because everything is actually back here. So to open back here, you first open the upper part and the lower part here. And there's your little trunk in there. And this flap actually lifts up to reveal the engine. It's not going to stay open for me, probably. Yeah, I'll just hold it up like this. So there's the engine in there. Not really too much to say, but there's actually several plastic pieces in there, which look good. It says Smart on the main block in there. A lot of the details actually underneath the car, as you can see there. But I think that's a really cool feature. Now, I've seen versions of this model where the door like this is kind of warped a little bit, so just be careful with, opening and closing it so it doesn't, bend too much, but that just kind of closes up like that. And that's kind of your engine trunk area, which I think is a pretty cool. This does open on plastic hinges, this top part, so just be careful with that. You don't want to snap it off or anything. I really like the full kind of glass roof too. It makes, because then you can see inside the whole car, which I think is a cool touch. All right, we'll take a look next at the interior of the model. It's kind of hard to position this because it's such a small little car. But the door panel detailing is very nice. There's actually two separate textures going on. You have this kind of rougher green texture in the center and this kind of surrounding gray texture as like a perimeter. The doors don't open very wide. They are actually on dog legs though. It has a little bit more room to open. There we go. That's a little bit better. But don't push them too hard or they might break. The seats are actually very well done. They have a very convincing texture to them, and I think Maisto did a great job with the two-tone green and black in here. And the seats are offset, or the front seat is offset compared to the passenger seat, and that's how all the Smart cars were, which is a cool touch. You actually do get seat belts in here too. They actually have kind of a seat belt texture to them, which is a nice touch. And on the center stack, if I can actually get a good angle of it, you can see that there are buttons there, and they are actually painted on a slight bit, mostly down there with the silver. And those two gauges up there are actually separate pieces, and they look very well done. And on the steering wheel, you actually do get a smart badge in the center that's like kind of embedded on there. And then you do get a single sticker for the gauge cluster, or for the gauge, I should say, too. They also do a nice job with the texture of the shifter and this parking brake here, too. You do have pedals, they're just hard to say because they're kind of set into the floor down there. So in terms of overall details, I'd say this is a pretty good model. If you're looking for a first generation smart car model, Maisto actually was the only manufacturer who had made one. The second and third generations were made by Mini Champs and Norev, so this is the only budget smart car model that exists, and it just happens to be of the first generation, the 98 to 06 model. And the fact that you can change out the body panels, I think, is a very, very cool feature. And again, you can do all one color, or you can combine like a different colored front end with the rest of the car being a different color. It's really up to you. And like I said a few times, it invites creativity and what have you. All right, I hope this little review and demonstration was helpful. As always, thanks for watching.